We back. It's episode 4. We're here. Four of them. And you know, I feel like the response is positive.
It is.
You know?
It is. Shouts out to all of y'all. I've been checking the analytics. Niggas is listening.
Yeah, right. So just if you don't know, we're your co-hosts. I'm Courtney.
I'm Ian.
And this is the Runners Podcast.
We almost got it.
Whoa, we don't even know.
Club. You forgot club.
All right. The Runners Club Podcast. Here you go. Here we are. Welcome back. Let's get into it.
Yes.
Drop the beat.
You know the music's playing overall.
That's Jeremy. I'm just letting him know right now.
Just so you do it. But now, so
shout out to Jeremy. Also, he's our tech.
Yes.
He edits all of our episodes, and he's doing a really good job.
Amazing. This shit sounds so beautiful. Courtney has not called me one time and said, "Ew, I don't like my voice." Like, it works. It works. You're doing an amazing job. Shouts out to you and your homie who gave us this fire ass beat for the intro. So
round of applause.
I don't remember him. I think his name is Denny or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. It's in the show notes.
I feel like we're stretching now. We don't know. We're getting too far out.
We're getting too far out. Well, thank you, Jeremy. Appreciate you.
So.
But you know how we do this. You know we start off. We're gonna start off with some personal updates.
Yeah. Why don't you hit it? Like hit it first, Ian.
Hit it. You know what? I'm feeling magical, man.
Interesting.
I'm feeling magical. Yeah, I feel like I'm doing a lot of things and I'm handling it really, really, really well. Like I'm just carrying a lot of responsibility, a lot of duties, a lot of joy, just really, really well. The weight is evenly balanced and stuff like that. The stress, like last week, I think I closed the store for an extra day. You know, I was just feeling some burnout, and usually I burn out and then I try to recover, but I like had some I don't know what's the proper term, but I saw that shit before it came.
Yeah.
You feel me? Saw it before it hit, and I was like, you know what? Nah, let me chill. There's been a couple people who have been telling me that I need to learn more self-care things, and because I do give a lot to the people that's around me, whether it's family, friends, and all of that, and I don't make a lot of time for myself, but I saw it coming. I saw that clip, and instead of just going over it and hoping I fall in some comfortable trees, I stopped, I sat down, and I rested, and that shit felt good.
There's a meme going around right now where it's like, you deserve to be poured into as much as you pour into others.
Oh, wait.
So that, I feel like that's...
I love it. I need to be that, you ever seen in the movies where they had like that champagne fountain and stuff like that? And it's just like, it starts at the top, like filling up the cup, and it's just like raining down and filling all of the cups. That's what I want to be, a champagne fountain.
You're the fountain?
I'm the fountain.
Okay.
And the world is just the champagne pouring into me.
Is it champagne or is it water with BCAAs?
After yesterday, that's probably what I need. Just a fountain of BCAAs.
Right. Is it electrolyte water?
Listen. We're gonna have to Picasso and Kelsey is gonna have to take a break from Chat Tuesdays.
Yeah, that was wild. We gonna get Yes. I mean, for me, I would say that I am kind of in the same place as you, Ian. I actually I got my hair done. I got my hair trimmed last weekend, and even my hairstylist was like, or hairdresser. Shouts out to Yolanda, but she was even saying, she's like, everybody last week, I swear they were just having a rough time. And if you believe in like the Saturn, the retrograde and all that, and like the full moon, there's all these things were happening that, for some people, it provides, the reason behind the chaos.
It's a compass.
Yeah, and so I'm just saying, for me, I was struggling, but I'm finding my balance. I was very off balance, I would say, for the past 7 days, up until probably Monday.
Damn, that's about the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I woke up yesterday and I was like, today's going to be a better day. I saw some really inspirational, positive affirmations on my timeline, on my story. Which just reminded me how powerful you can really share positive energy on your social media. Like, I was like, wow, oh yes, positive energy. Thank you. And then I like completely changed my mindset and I went throughout the rest of the day, like feeling a lot better. And then track Tuesday came, Picasso tried to kill us, you know, but it's out of love and we understand that. So also like, we appreciate you, Picasso, but relax. Okay.
Chill, bro. Yeah. 10Ks are not track workouts.
Yeah, nah, it is though. Because see, the problem is we all took that freaking RRCA class, and I swear I'll stop talking about it. But they were saying like, if you're a long distance runner, your track workout should be 4 miles, 5, 6 miles. Like that's because you're not doing short distance track. What you're really doing, track workout is technically a tempo run for long distance runners.
Yeah.
And so when you think of tempo runs and things like that, it's like you're doing 4 to 6 miles. And it's like, that's like you should be doing 800s and over. You shouldn't be, there's no reason for a long distance runner to do like a 200.
You ever seen the TV show Supernatural?
No.
No. It's about 2 brothers, Dean Winchester and his younger brother Sam Winchester, and they like travel the country like fighting demons and saving the world and stuff like that. Right. And so their whole thing is like it's monsters in the world and shit like that, and people don't notice it because they're not privy to it. But once something happens in their life and now they're aware that these beings are in the world, and so now they see them, they know how to notice them. I feel like that's what that RRCA class is for you.
Yeah, I'm just like, it's opened up a different realm of running. I see everything.
The spiritual version of just running, you see it all.
The underlining meaning of everything.
I don't subscribe to
like,
a 10K
no,
in the track workout.
Not at all, yeah. So
that sounds like it should have been a fartlek. It should have been a tempo run, like on a lakefront somewhere. Like I would have been more mentally prepared. But honestly, running in a circle this time,
it wasn't as bad.
It wasn't as bad, but also like I was like distracted because I was also trying to keep up with a 3-year-old while I was running. So
yeah, August he was entertainment. The way he would just stand in the middle of the track and be like, "Watch out!" And it's like, no, you watch out. Like, he's great. I loved having him there yesterday. But yeah, I think ultimately for personal updates, like I'll end mine by saying, Monday for Memorial Day, we had a cohort welcome barbecue for the marathon training, and it was like an information session where we passed out gear. We passed out gear, we ate food, we answered questions, photos were taken, people were able to talk to each other because we didn't pick a whole bunch of people that knew each other already. Right. There's younger folks, there's millennials, there's Gen Z, there's first-time marathoners, there's, people who have ran marathons multiple times, so then everyone can kind of feed off of each other's experience and learn from one another. And I think that that's going to be really essential throughout the entire training program for Gumbo Fit. And so Monday was nice just to also we talked about everything because it was like we gave them gear, but then it was like they got the Metcons for strength training, and then they got Pegasus 38s. And so it was kind of the conversation of do not show up to run in your Metcons.
Don't do that to yourself.
Just because it has a Nike swoosh on it don't mean you can just run in it and do whatever you want. It's a different shoe. It's a different tool. So you need to respect the tools and use them accordingly. So it was a lot of that, because you just have to set the record straight because you can't just assume everybody knows. And then you also think about even yesterday, that was the first, Track Tuesday for some people, whether it was with us or in general.
Right.
Because technically marathon training starts next week.
Yeah.
So this was our week of okay, come out, get to know each other, get used to these locations.
Yeah.
And then let's really get into it next week.
Right.
And so that's kind of the biggest update for me, I would say, is just the cohort, making sure they got what they need. And I think that one of the biggest things too was everybody's realizing they need bigger shoes. Go up a half size or full size in their shoes. Even though I put a little note when I was getting everybody's thing, I did a whole ass type form and was like, look, everyone, most runners go up half size or a full size in their running shoes because they need space. Don't lose a toenail for no reason. You don't really need to do that to yourself.
Lose that toenail. Learn the hard way.
Learn the hard way, yeah.
It grow back. Vitamin D.
So I'm just trying to set everybody up for success. Like we, as like a collective of leaders within I think the running community at large, are really just trying to set everybody up for success during this training, because this summer is going to be a lot.
Yeah.
And also, Gumbo Fit, we haven't done track through the summer, so we don't know what that's like, because we started track the fall of 2019.
Yeah, it's going to be a learning experience.
And then stopped it, never came back 2020, and now we're here, and it's about to be the first summer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be some sweaty ass Tuesdays happening. That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be some fine ass black people.
Already, did you see yesterday how like because Levi, shouts out to you, Lee. I'm gonna continue to say this. I feel like I just keep saying this. Everyone has just been great. But Levi was out running with, and we like kind of ran up against each other on the track, and he was just like, it's just really beautiful to it's like great to run with Gumbo Fit, but it's also just great to like see all the other black people just out in the field being active, because there's flag football that's happening. Yeah. And then there's also just people just chilling, you know what I mean? Because it is the spot. It's in the cut. There's music playing.
Yeah. No, that playground be popping.
Popping every week. So it's like it's a vibe. And so I think that's also why like Jones track has always been where people want to go, even though it's not nearly as big as the other track that we used to go to. Right. They want the vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, I almost crashed that little barbecue, man.
Yeah, I told Ian, I was this close to calling him to be like, come get this grill. Because nobody wanted to grill. I'm trying to leave it in the past. But it was a moment where I was like, where's Ian?
Because somebody was like, yeah, I'm going to see you tomorrow at the gumbo joint. I was like, no, what you talking about? And it's like, yeah, it's a barbecue. You're not coming. I was like, no. It's like, you ain't get the email. I was like, I ain't get no email. I get invited to the meeting every week, but I didn't get invited to the barbecue.
Wait, do you still get invited?
Yeah, I still get it every single time.
Let me take your email out, my man.
I was like, don't even worry about it. I'm pulling up. I got new Nike shit anyway. I'm pulling up. I'll be there. But then my dad called me at the last minute, like, hey, son, you wanna go get something to eat? I was like, all right, Dad, let's go. I'm gonna hang out with you. I'm gonna hang out with my pops, man. But I had every intentions on pulling up and making a scene.
Yeah, no.
I wasn't just gonna come and say hi. No. I had every intention on making a scene.
No, I would have been like, you know what? I respect you. I hear you, but I actually need your help. Like that's it.
Because wait, they showed me the email and it said, this is for people running the marathon only. I was like, oh.
Because a nigga came with their whole ass family talking about free food. Gear, nigga, what?
No, you got a size 2C.
Right.
You got a size 2C?
Man.
I love it.
Yeah, so it was definitely something.
But it was dope. It was nice.
It was nice. It was also, we changed the location to just be right across the street from my house, because I live across the street from Kenwood Park.
Yeah.
Don't come find me. I don't even know why I said that. But yeah, y'all know at this point. But like, yeah, so it was real nice to just like bring everything across the street versus like we were thinking about going out to Jackson Park, and it's like, that would have been a lot. Yeah. So we're good now. We're good.
I would have been even more pissed because that's where I would have been headed.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, oh, these niggas
you gonna change the location on
me? Okay, I see. But
all you had to do was text me, you know?
Oh, no. It's all good. I was not going to text. I was going to pull up and create a scene. I studied the lines from training day.
Oh, my God.
With Denzel Washington. And I was going to come and I was going to act that shit out at this barbecue.
You know what I wanted to do actually yesterday at Track Tuesday, because I low-key was like, and we got Ian. I was like, afterwards I was like, I should have told everybody about our podcast. That's an update.
Oh, yeah. We should have said something.
Next Tuesday, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because I'm like, everyone knows Ian is part of the Gumbo Fit family, period. Always will be.
Yes.
But now I feel like it's like we need to push this podcast.
Yes.
I think that's, if anyone wants to write an article about us, post it in Runner's World, if you got connects, let us know. We create our own marketing.
There we go. Yeah, she was telling me when we was running yesterday, she was like, you gotta reach out sometimes. You can't wait for people to reach out to you.
No, okay. Like for those who don't know, I'm just gonna say this real quick. The most of the stuff that you see, the marketing that you see, even like famous people, it's like it's not like these outlets just reach out most of the time. I mean, if you're famous, sure. But like usually if you have something coming, you create like a whole kit and you send it out to the places that you want to feature you. And it's their decision, but ultimately it gives them something to write about.
Just the Gumbo Media side.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I know. But like really though, when you out there, like, cause I feel like a lot of people get caught up in like feeling salty because someone got written about or someone is being highlighted or whatever. It's like half the time these people are out here asking to be written about.
Right.
Because if like closed mouths don't get fed. So
That's
ultimately
real.
you
That's
have
real.
to be the one to market your own stuff and be like, feature me because
Right.
I'm special and what I'm doing is great.
That's real. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. And this honestly is the second time she's said something in that theme to me. And so I am learning. I'm picking up said game and stuff like that. And it's been awesome. So yeah, we'll be sending out a little press kit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
something.
we go and get it together.
Something. But yo, actually, before we move on, like I want to talk about the Sunday run that 7 on Sundays had.
Is it this?
No, it was last Sunday
Okay.
because like y'all know this Wednesday, this is what we do in the middle of the week. So last Sunday, we moved from our original location over to South Chicago. And so we met up at Steelworkers Park, and then we ran 7 miles through that general neighborhood and stuff like that. And it was beautiful, yo. It was just so amazing to run in a different neighborhood, in a different environment. Shouts out to Gabby, 26-time Chicago Marathon runner. Gabby, she is fucking cold. It's 7 on Sundays has a lot of fast runners, a lot of people who, come to fucking run on Sundays. And a lot of them socialize while they run it because their conversational pace is different. You know what I'm saying? But like they run. For me, I did expect Gabby to, because I've never run with Gabby before, so I expected her to run faster.
Yeah. And
stuff. And so when she didn't and stuff, I just kind of hung back with her. And then we had a first time runner by the name of Hannah. And I chilled with her, and we had 2 bikes with us. But I was so happy that I did that because she had been living there for years, and she had so much information about the neighborhood. The first Mexican church in Chicago was located in that neighborhood. Wow. And it was cool because as I pulled up to take a picture or ran up to take a picture, it was like 5 guys in leather vests and like cool ass motorcycles that had just pulled up and parked in front of the church. I was like, there's some super cold ass biker Mexican shit right here. We saw some memorials. We saw the urban garden situation. Like we saw the park where the house that Harrison Ford hid in when in The Fugitive or whatever. Mm-hmm. That was pretty cool. It was a really, really beautiful thing. And then we all, after the run, we actually almost got caught on the bridge because the Calumet River is there. Okay. And so a lot of ships come through.
And then it comes up?
Yeah, it comes up. And so like half of us was on the bridge. Me and Gabby were trying to sprint across as before it lifted up. And it's funny because that's actually the same bridge that the Blues Brothers had jumped in the movie when the bridge came up. Wow. And so that's how we felt when we was
really
running.
Feeling it.
Legit. It was like a whole ass adventure. We ran through Calumet Street Beach. Okay. Which honestly, the water is that honestly that's the most
a beach day?
Oh, you already know. Come on, say fucking less. You already
said the water's nice?
The water's Calumet Street Beach water is fucking beautiful. The way the sun hits it, it's just like it's diamonds just dancing along, especially when you're there early in the morning. It's so beautiful. A lot of the beach area is getting ate up because the tide is getting high, the water's coming in. But there's still some beach left, but that water out there is beautiful. Beautiful. It's awesome. But like that Sunday run was awesome. We're planning on doing more runs in other Southside neighborhoods throughout the summer and stuff like that. And I just look forward to running in other people's neighborhoods because that shit was just, it was a charge. It was definitely, we had a lot of runners who came out specifically for that to run in somebody else's neighborhood, and that was cool. What
are you doing this week?
What am I doing this week?
Like, where are you running this week?
Oh, so it's the last Sunday of every month.
Oh, so it's going back to 35th.
Yeah, so it's going to go back to 35th at 7 a.m. And then at the end of this month, we'll be going to Little Village.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be going to Little Village. So what we do in each neighborhood is after the run, we'll go eat somewhere in that neighborhood. Last Sunday, we went to Calumet Fisheries, and we were dedicated because the run ended at like 9 something. Calumet Fisheries did not open until like 10.
So you stayed?
So we hung out at the park for a little bit. Some people tried to climb the wall and failed. Took some pictures, and then we just hung out in front of Calumet Fisheries until they opened.
Wow.
And then we sat out there. I ordered way too much macaroni bites, shrimp, and scallions. I wanted some frog legs.
Frog legs?
You ever had frog legs?
Yeah, I have. Long time ago.
I love them.
Once upon a time when I used to eat meat.
Oh, damn. I be forgetting. I be whole ass forgetting. But yes, they was out of frog legs. So I just went overboard with other shit.
Okay.
But that was my Sunday. That was my Sunday run. And that was awesome.
Yeah. Today, I'm actually going to... What are you doing today for National Runners Day?
Yeah, so today...
National Run Day. June
2nd is Global Run Day. That's what today is, Global Run Day.
No, national.
It's global.
Global?
Yeah.
Okay.
The whole world.
Okay.
The whole world, all of it. Tomorrow, I think, was it June 2nd? Is it June
today.
1st stuff still for like the other side of the world? Is this is the other side of the world ahead of us or behind us?
Australia is in June 3rd.
June 3rd? Oh,
yeah,
shit. Okay, in the future.
All
right.
Like, so New Zealand, there's a city in New Zealand that goes into the New Year first. It's like the first city to go to the New Year's.
That's wild.
So if you're looking for a little vacation with Bay and you'd be like, this is something special, let's celebrate New Year's in New Zealand.
Yes. Let's get into the new year before everybody else. You feel me? We're going to do this
back in time.
You feel me? But yeah, like, so it's Global Run Day. And so today, you're hearing this, Wednesday, June 2nd, 7 on Sundays, we'll be doing a cool ass 5K out of Last Lap, out of Boxville. We're going to be running through Washington Park and stuff like that. And then we're going to end at Fry Style. We're going to treat all of the runners who came out and run with us to some bomb-ass loaded fries from Fry Style. Fry Style is amazing. Black-owned business. They do bomb-ass fries. What is it? Fresh cut fries. And they have like one with like wings and mild sauce on top of it. A bugetto sauce or however they pronounce that shit. Some veggies. They have a salmon fry. They have a lobster fry. They have a chicken chicken Alfredo fry. It's
fright.
That's what it is. It's like pomade fright or something like that. Pomade fright. But it's legit. So we treating all our runners to that.
Well, I am going out to Oakbrook Mall.
Holy shit.
And running out of East Bay with some high schoolers.
Okay.
To celebrate.
Awesome.
And that is just, it's a dooped out little thing.
Little dooped out.
We're going to be running into the wooded area that's over there. I guess there's like a trail. But that's what I'm going to be doing.
At you, these little high school boys smiling at you.
You, Picasso, and Mike have said all the same things. I said, these little boys ain't looking my way. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
All right? No, they're not. And
me, Picasso, and Mike are all mentally 3 years removed from high school.
We know what we're thinking about. Yeah, no.
We all mentally removed 3 years from high school. Like, that's it.
And then also Gumbo Fit's doing a 5K time trial for our marathoners just to like get them to see where they're at, and then we'll do it again like halfway through the marathon training to like see where, so they can see their progress.
Is it gonna be a 5K each time?
Well, so we chose a 5K intentionally because if we did a mile, the mile is kind of deceptive when and we talked to, we were thinking of this already, but then we also brought it up to Coach Robin, and she also agreed because it was like a mile, as much as you can look at a pace chart and technically everything is translatable into the marathon pace, technically like the mile is not the best to translate from.
Of course.
Because then you're not really pacing. You're just kind of like, it's also just like you see that mile time, and then some runners, especially new runners, might get confused and think that they need to reach that pace at some point when it's like, that's not realistic.
All right.
And so then at least a 5K allows, like, it makes you pace in a lot of ways. Even if you're not pacing, you can feel that issue happen pretty quickly. And so it's like, we're doing a 5K intentionally just to be like, okay, we don't need to do a whole 10K, but it's like a 5K at least.
Yeah, that was more so my question.
Yeah,
is, and then halfway through, will you do a 10K instead of a 5K?
Well, maybe. But then at the same time, I don't know. It might, maybe. I think it depends on, like, if we feel like I see why a 10K would be great. Mm-hmm. But we're also, RLT, Road Less Travel, we're planning a race for September 5th.
Okay.
And that'll be like a good opportunity for people for first time like racers and marathoners to get like a racing experience before the marathon.
I love it. That makes sense.
And so that's kind of like, there's going to be a lot of opportunities to gauge where they're at. So that's, we're not doing anything super special, but that's kind of what we were planning for today. Because this year, because COVID is, people can hop over that bitch, like, because they got a vaccine and outside's open, like everybody's doing everything for everything, and it's just like not really what we're trying to do right now on my end of things. Is like, just do what we need to do, not try to be a part of everything.
Okay. I got you.
So.
I got you. I'm on the other end of that.
You're like everything. Yeah, because I'm just also just like, we're not trying to, because it's also like, if we have a whole cohort of people, we have to make sure they get across the finish line.
Of course.
So that's also just like focusing on that. We can't be focusing on like tons of events.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like, I'm not trying to do all of that.
This is a whole
it's a whole thing.
3-4 month event. Like,
exactly.
That's what this
that is the event.
Yeah.
So, and I think that, because people have reached out to me talking about, what are you guys doing this summer? And I'm just like, this is what we're doing.
Yes.
Leave me alone.
30 niggas.
Yeah.
It's like, we have a public school classroom worth of marathon runners.
Right. That is a big responsibility, okay? And it's our first year of doing it, and like, things continuously need attention.
Right.
So it's like, it's just that. And so
that's smooth.
Don't ask me for
I'm on the
nothing,
complete
okay?
other end of the spectrum. Like, I'm holding Aaron down. I'm like, bro, listen, we doing a race this month. We got things going this. He didn't tell me. He was like, Ian, I think that's a lot right now. Like, you're doing a lot at one time. I'm like, we not doing enough.
like we gotta do more,
bro. This not, because it's all different stuff. So It's not a lot.
It's something for everybody. And even with RLT, that's the same thing, where it's just like, we could, because like, we literally did 6 races in the span of like,
y'all did
less than a year.
Y'all did.
Yeah, that's a lot. And so it became very tiring, like, towards the end. And so then this year we're like, okay, look, can we just do one very large race?
Yeah.
And then, like, what would that look like? And if we place it just right in the training cycle, what would that look like?
What would that look like?
Yeah, so then that's kind of where we're at with that as well. Because
actually, like, 7 on Sundays, like, so this Wednesday, we doing a global run day. Starting next Wednesday, and for about 2 months, we'll be doing strength and mobility classes here at Boxville in partnership with Kayla Jeter, who is a Lululemon ambassador. And so she'll be doing some running strength and mobility classes with us, because, I've been, especially since I talked to Buddy at Recovery Athletics, my whole thing has been about, making sure people are properly strength training to avoid injuries and stuff like that. Like the other day, Nico was talking about how his hip hurt. I'm like, first of all, Nico, you like 16 years old, okay?
Relax.
Like, your hip should not be hurting, bro. It's, you running fast.
He's running, sometimes it's like, it's hard to tell people to slow down.
True. Yeah, the folks be going.
Yeah.
Going all the time. But like, but properly strength training for maintenance and keeping those muscles engaged and keeping those the proper mechanics engaged is really something I'm personally focused on this summer. And so we'll be working with her. So every Wednesday, we will probably drop the sign-up sheet the Sunday before so people can sign up, because unfortunately is limited. Yeah.
Well, you can't have my marathoners.
Yeah, no.
We already have strength training, okay? On Wednesdays, okay? So don't get twisted. Okay. And we don't affiliate with Lululemon.
Oh.
Okay?
Have your marathoners enjoy all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Who leading yours?
It's a secret right now.
Oh.
We're going to get into it. We'll get into it later. We can talk about it off the record. You know what I mean?
All right.
It's not a secret. It's
It's going to be announced.
It's going to be
Shanti?
No, we're just let's move on.
You know what 2 years?
No, I'm done. No, next topic.
Those who don't know.
Yeah, I'm done with you.
But no, so we'll be having that on Wednesdays and stuff like that. And then we also got some Thursday shit coming up, like, that I'm trying to get Aaron to do. So we'll see. We'll have
just send me the invites, you know?
We're going to have something for everybody. Everything.
We can repost it.
Yeah, everything isn't Lulu powered, so.
Yeah, everything that's not, just send it my way.
And then the Wednesday workouts isn't Lulu powered.
You said it was.
She a Lulu ambassador.
So you about to have Lululemon on your shit.
We're gonna see what Lulu say.
Exactly.
We're gonna see what Lulu say.
All I'm saying is, I wish you the best.
Wait a minute. This is me. This is me telling Lulu, like, pull up.
Yeah, please do pull up, because it's not like you're right. Because please do, because like the groups need the support. You know what I mean? I think the issue is that these brands, man, they make it difficult for people to collaborate, and that's the problem. Because it's not like we don't want to collaborate, because we collaborate in our own ways.
Yeah, like.
But it's like they be taking it really serious, and so it's like, all right, if it's got to be like that, cool. But like, I'm still cool with the people and the community, you know.
Well, they're gonna have to get it together, because that's what this is. Anybody who steps into a room with me, and I can imagine Courtney is the same way, has to understand that what we're facilitating is a community. Yeah. We're not facilitating. And they come first. Yeah, it's not a crew against crew situation.
No, this is not New York.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't get it twisted.
This is we're doing this for all of our runners, and especially there are runners who solely run with Gumbo. There are runners who solely run with 7 on Sundays, but there's also a lot of our runners who run together because we've all have been running together and have developed a friendship within running and stuff like that. And so, you know, to try to make us split because somebody is wearing this and somebody's wearing that ain't gonna work for the atmosphere that we're creating here. So, you know, just and I'm gonna say that speaking for myself, because I don't want to put any words into Courtney's mouth, but that's the energy when you step into the room with me and understand that.
I mean, yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's like the community comes first, I think, ultimately. And so, yeah.
Because without them, you wouldn't even be looking at us.
Right. We are the gatekeepers to the community. You must listen to us.
Right.
Yeah. So why don't we, honestly, I want to backtrack and just talk about this Track Tuesday real quick. Okay. Because I just have thoughts. I don't really know. They're not really like organized thoughts. But for those who didn't go, well, we were doing a 1600 followed by a 1200, 800.
And then a 4.
And then a 4. So 4 times around the track. So it was like a 4, 3, 2, 1 as far as laps around the track. And then you started from the top again and did it again.
Yes.
My ass did it wrong the first time. I did 2 1600s.
Oh shit.
At one after the other, like a dummy. So it's all good. I just didn't understand. I don't know if I thought it was like 2 of each and then again 2 of each. I was like, I would have been doing
you was about to run.
I was like, how are we ever going to be done with this? I was so confused. Like, what? Yeah. So once I figured out what I was doing, then I got on track, and then the second set I did correctly, you know. And I just I would say today I'm sore. Also, because I think it's also on Saturday, I went to yoga with for the Healing Chicago and then Undone by Paige. And I was being really intentional about how I was doing yoga, and every time we would do a vinyasa where we'd have to lower down and then go into upward facing dog and then downward facing dog, I would literally do a slow push up but down. And so now all of my shoulders hurt, and it's when you're really intentional about yoga, it'll make you sore. Okay. It's not a relaxing situation. It shouldn't be. You shouldn't be lax. You should be taut. Your muscles should be flexed. And so unless you're laying on your mat in the beginning or end.
Okay.
And so then that carried for me into the Track Tuesday. And so then we were supposed to do half marathon pace, but I was kicking it a little bit, but I was still running at a comfortable pace. Right. 10K pace, I would probably have been a little bit more winded. Okay. But at the same time, I was really trying to get it. And so then at the end, I think altogether, I had a pace of 7:58. And so that's good. And I'm trying to push it, but it's it was just a lot. And now I'm sore. But so then to hear that you did your track, your Tuesday bridge situation with 7 on Sundays, and then did the workout with Gumbo Fit that evening, and you don't feel anything.
Nah, I didn't say that. I don't.
You said I'm cool.
I'm good.
I'm good too. I'm good too, but I can feel it.
Oh, I'm good.
You can't feel it?
Nah, like, so this morning, my shoulders was a little sore and stuff. That's probably because of how I slept. But, listen, y'all.
If you're moving your arms the right way, your upper body should be.
Kelsey be trying to teach me how to relax my shoulders, but I can't. My shoulders are usually up in my neck. But yeah, no, like I do 2 days on Tuesdays. So I do the bridge in the morning, which I don't do for speed. Like I do my best to make sure my stride is long and full.
Yeah.
But I'm not running for speed. And so I do 10 back and forths on Tuesday mornings. And on each side, we do 3 strength workouts. So we'll start off with 3 individual workouts 10 times, and then I'll run across the bridge, and then I'll do 9 on that side, and I'll run back, do 8 on this side, and then back and forth all the way down to 1 and stuff like that. But I'm not doing it for speed because, first of all, the hill is enough.
Yeah.
Like in Chicago, running in Chicago, most of the neighborhoods don't have hills. We don't do
hills here.
Right. And so to intentionally do hills running over this bridge is a challenge within itself. And so it's a few of the runners who I do get lapped. Mm-hmm. You know, that's one runner, and she's going back to DC. I believe Patty. I'm sorry if I get your name wrong. I love you. You have been amazing with your Tracksmith outfits and stuff like that. But she's going back to DC. She is fast. Her, and I think, once again, I am sorry. I'm not even going to say no names.
Not even know?
I'm not even going to say no names. Listen, I need to use your name 5 or 6 times before it sticks, okay? So if I'm just saying your name at the beginning and end of each sentence, understand that I am intentionally trying to learn your name, because other than that, I will not fucking remember. But like these 2 women, they lap everybody. They cold with that shit. Like they're running like this is flat ground. Like they're not going up and down. And they lap. And then Beto, another one. They just quick with it. So I would eventually like to do it for speed, but right now it's just for the strength and conditioning.
Let's get it done.
And then because I come track workout and shit, like niggas got you running half marathons on the track and shit. Like I'm just trying to I'm trying to save myself. I can't do it all. I'm close to Superman, but I ain't him yet.
Yeah, and so like our like I said, we're doing a time trial today. So then we had those folks that are doing the time trial today.
7 300s.
8 by 300s.
Nah, that boy said 7.
Really?
Yeah, they did 7 300s.
And they were done so fast, just chilling.
They're just over there in little groups of 5. Look like they finna play Duck, Duck, Goose. He and hi while I'm on my umpteenth lap.
Oh my God.
And stuff like that.
Start from the top with your 1600.
You know what I'm saying? Mike over there like, yeah, keep going in, keep going. No, I want to stop too.
Right.
I want to talk. Right. I came here for the social component.
Nah. Yeah, everybody. It was like 30 people just on the sidelines.
Yeah. They should have did 10 300s. I don't care what y'all say.
Amp that shit up. So,
but it was smooth. It was smooth. We probably gonna come back to Tuesday track workouts because obviously we both feel a way about it.
Yeah.
But
I just had to say I'm sore. I feel it. It's a workout.
Yeah. Well, please refer back to episode 3 on how to hydrate and recover. Yeah. From that.
Okay, Ian. Okay. Wow. I literally came home and took my BCAA recovery pack that I got from here, which I'm gonna get some more before I leave. But then I remember I was like, damn, I just need to bring these to the track because I'm drinking them too late. Like I know.
I think what did you have after the workout yesterday? What'd you have? Tell them what you had. Tell them what you had. Go ahead, tell them. Let them know.
What is it? Athletic brew. Mm-hmm. It's a vegan, non-alcoholic beer.
That shit don't even sound right, y'all.
It tastes great. It's literally the best non-alcoholic beer that I've ever had. I don't even really fuck with non-alcoholic beer, but it's like the reason for Athletic Brewery is that like they I think the whole point is like, running and beer go hand in hand, and also, but like drinking alcohol is not always the most healthy of a habit. And so like, make it vegan as well. Like make it non-alcoholic and then make it vegan, because I found out
isn't all beer vegan?
Not right. That's what I thought, but I found out that like I guess a pork sack of some sort is what is used to filter beer.
Okay.
So it's filtering through some
that sounds like some vegan bullshit.
So it's not halal either, okay?
It's not halal?
Nah, yeah. So,
beer is not halal.
Nah, it's halal. So so it's not holy.
Right.
So
that's it. Shout out to our -1% listeners in India.
Nigga, what is wrong with you? Do not listen to Ian.
It's not allowed.
We are working on him. So all my Muslim brothers and sisters.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? But ultimately, so if you're looking for a non-alcoholic, vegan, halal beer,
seltzered water.
Athletic Brewery is great, because it still has the hoppiness. If you like the hoppiness flavor, it's great. And they have it's like they have a light, so you don't start with me because I don't know. It's an IPA, whatever. And then they have the darker version and it tastes like chocolate almost. It's really good.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. I had a Corona.
Yeah, well, we also had mini Coronas in that cooler.
We had mini Coronas.
So
I had a non-vegan, okay, full of alcohol beer. Okay. Popped the top on that joint, drank it up, and it felt good. I mean, the carbs
are still there, right?
Yep.
Either way, the carbs are there. And I feel like sometimes it's like I felt better drinking that non-alcoholic beer than if I would have had a sparkling water, because it still has the carbs.
Will you have vegan non-alcoholic beer at the post-marathon party?
If Athletic Brewery is there, I will drink it because I actually really like it. It tastes great. But I mean, I'm probably still going to drink other stuff. I might go back and forth,
I'm going to chase my regular beer with this vegan non-alcoholic beer.
You got to even it out.
Double cup it.
Yeah, the fact that it's not vegan is very strange to me. I'm not vegan. I'm plant-based, so it's not, look up the difference. Or here, I'll tell you. Veganism, it's a lifestyle. Veganism is about not fucking with anything that has animal products. That means leather, clothing, shoes, like honey. I'm plant-based. I'm specific about the diet. It's not so much of a lifestyle. It's a part of my lifestyle, but it's not the lifestyle I live by, which means I'm plant-based. Right. So I focus more on the things that I'm eating versus the things that I'm wearing, because I currently have leather on my shoes right now.
Yeah. So salads all summer, fur all winter.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just the whole mink coat all winter, feeling real good. No Peter, you feel me? I love it.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. That's when we drop our calendars. That's what we're gonna be wearing on our run calendars.
What we wearing?
Just all fur. What's the my new shit? Shout out to Aaron for putting me on. But like the half cut tights. Mm-hmm. The short tights.
These things?
No, not these. This is a short with a compression under it. Okay. But I haven't worn them to track yet.
Okay, well, let me see. Bring them out.
Look, it's right there behind you. You see that little green right there that's poking out? Right there. Little blue, aqua. You don't see that aqua?
Hey, how you call this green?
Yeah, listen.
He pointed to a blue ass material and said, "Do you aqua, see that green?"
Aqua is kind of greenish. It's blue with some green in it.
It's literally not green. No.
But yeah.
Oh, you're talking. These are what Aaron wears all the time.
Yeah.
These are spandex shorts.
Okay. I just didn't want to call them biker shorts.
Spandex. I mean biker, but they're spandex shorts.
Yeah. So like I ran in them Sunday. I loved them. Yeah. I don't have a butt, so I need to go get one. I need to go to Dr. Miami, get me a butt.
I feel like Matthew would look good in some of those.
Yeah.
But that's like Picasso wears those.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he'll wear like a loose singlet or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a look. And Matt as well.
That's where it's at. Them shorts is where it's at.
Cabal.
I enjoy that.
Yeah.
So that and fur coats on the calendars.
What is wrong with you?
Those calendars. I just want 2 months. April and January.
You're talking about an actual calendar?
Yeah, we should do a runner calendar.
We should.
We should do a runner's calendar.
We should. That's actually a really good idea.
Yes.
Like,
with that.
We need the short shorts. We need the body.
There we go.
We need the moves, the poses. Now I
Yes.
I get you. Yeah.
Do it on calendar for y'all.
Yeah.
Hang on your walls for inspiration.
Oh my God. So Ian came up with a topic that he'd like to discuss, pacing and effort and how it also applies to our everyday lives.
Yeah, so I think, what we were talking about and because I also want to get y'all familiar with some of the terminologies, right, that you'll hear us talking about.
Is that what you're pulling up right now?
Yes, I'm going to get the proper definition of what pacing is. Pacing, here, give me a sec.
Yeah, so I mean...
I got to find it
So you're trying to give us a specific definition for pacing?
Yes. You should know it. Miss Coach Courtney.
No, I mean, enlighten me. I
don't know. I cannot find it now. Okay, I'll tell you how I remember it. Okay. So pacing is a measurement in which you use to decide how fast you're going while running, because that's what we're talking about right now. It's just running.
Yeah.
And so it's usually per minute.
Okay.
All right. And it's a good way to gauge the amount of effort, how fast or how slow you should be going during workouts and races. Mm-hmm. And it's really important to figure out what is a proper pace, because properly pacing yourself during recovery runs and doing your speed runs and even doing your long runs will help benefit the workout and help you get more out of the workout. So you're progressing better, you're not burning out, you're recovering at a proper pace and stuff like that. This is something you really want to get a hang of. But throughout the years of running into new runners who don't know what pacing is, I realized how difficult it can be to understand pacing.
Yeah.
And especially if you never heard of it, somebody talking to you about pacing could sound crazy. And so what a lot of us do is, instead of using the word pacing, we use the word effort and stuff like that. And it's usually on a scale from 1 to 10, and 10 being your all out. And then it kind of slows down and breaks down from there. We'll say your 5K should be like around an 8 or 9 effort. Your 10K should be like around an 8 effort, 7, 8 effort. Your half marathon, can be between the 6 and an 8 effort and stuff like that. And we talk about that because we feel like it's a little bit more relatable than pacing. But I feel like it's even if your captains and your coaches are using this substitute term, I feel like it's still good for you to take time to understand and learn what your pace is. And especially when you're by yourself, the best way to learn what your pace is by listening to your body and stuff like that. So the 5K trial that you guys are going to do, I'm assuming that 5K trial is going to be them running as if they are racing. They're trying to get their best effort, their best time, right?
Well, yeah, but then it's like, because it's going to be get in the mindset of racing a 5K, right, what you would do currently. And this is like very raw as far as like them not knowing a whole lot.
Right.
And not even really understanding pacing, really.
Got you. So the conversation is for them to give their best effort in this. And then you guys will be timing them and telling them, hey, you did a 5K in 30 minutes. So that's 10-minute miles. Okay. So your 5K would be a 10. And so therefore your 10K would be at this, a 10:30 or 10:45. Yeah. Then your half marathon would be at 11, right?
Yeah.
And so for me, I just want to give some tips on how to get accustomed to what these paces are while you're running and stuff like that. So like your recovery pace should be at if you can have a full conversation, get out a full sentence, be able to respond, ready to talk comfortably. For me, when I'm by myself, I use singing as a measurement and stuff,
like
or
if you're
rapping.
Able to sing.
Listen.
If you're able to get the words out.
Yes. Okay. Yes, if you know the lyrics, find your favorite song, try to rap the bars, trying to sing and stuff like that. And if you can't do it as comfortable as you would be right now, sitting down, chilling, listening to this podcast, then you're probably going too fast. So back up slow down and back up until you're able to get these bars out as comfortable as possible, and then check your watch.
Mm-hmm.
See what the pace is on your watch. See if it's a 9, see if it's a 10, see if it's 11, and then that should be around that should be around where you should be running for recovery, right? So we have our track workouts and our track Tuesdays and stuff like that, and we'll be a lot of the runners will be told to give an 8 effort. Okay. And so you run your 8 effort, see what that 8 effort is. And so once you are like halfway around the track, look down at your watch. Is your 8 effort at an 8? Is at an 8-minute pace? Is your 8 effort at a 9-minute pace? Is it at a 6-minute pace? So just keeping track of that, but then also remembering what your body feels like at the pace that you're running at.
Because you should get to a place eventually where you don't need your watch to tell you, because you can feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, 2,000%, 2,000%. And so, I don't know what you and your trainers, is there anything you want to add to that? Because for me, like that's why I wanted to bring up the conversation of pacing.
Yeah.
Is for anybody who's listening, who's about to train for the marathon, or anybody who has just been running but not necessarily understanding why they're not progressing or why they're not getting faster and stuff like that. I do feel like understanding your relative pace, your relative effort, and different types of workouts and different types of runs is what helps you get better, essentially. Because like Courtney has said dozens of times in these last 3 episodes, you know, on Instagram and everything, owning your slow. How's it go?
To find your fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, what was the point that I had to say here? Track Tuesdays are important because of that. It helps people actually find their pacing, what pacing looks like. Because it's like you can tell someone to pace on a Saturday morning run, but you don't really see what they're doing. And so it's like to have everyone on a track where you can actually see you and see whether or not you're out of breath, see what's going on, see what your form is looking like. Like all of these things affect your pace or it tells us kind of where you're at. Because if you're completely spent and you start raising your shoulders and you start putting your head back, it's like you're working too hard. You're probably at a 9 or 10 when you should be at a 7. You know, like that's kind of like what I'm thinking as far as like how people can best learn more about or understand pacing. And that's like, I've had a couple runners that come out on Saturday who are like, one specifically is coming to mind where he was saying that he's just like, can't for some reason get any faster. Like he used to be fast and then he got a little injured or he took some time off and then now since then he hasn't been able to like really pick up his speed. And so I'm like, come to Track Tuesday.
Right.
Because this is where you work on your speed. This is where you work on your pacing. This is where you start like thinking through the mechanics of how you're running and practice that so that when you get to a Saturday run, when you get to a 7 on Sundays run, you're actually in a better place to actually like move more quickly, more efficiently, better posture. And it's like, that's the whole point, is that like running isn't just going out there and running. Like there's levels to it. There's technique to it. You have to really like be kind of intentional about it in a way where I think beginner runners don't really know, or even runners who have been running for a while but haven't really like been a part of a community, don't have people around them that can like give them that knowledge. It's like, this is the stuff where it's like, nah, actually slow down, hear what we're talking about, consider the effort that we're talking about, consider how that could feel in your body. And don't just do it. You can't just do it in one track workout.
Yeah.
It takes time. So it's like it's a whole commitment to figuring out what your pacing looks like, what your efforts look like.
Oh yeah. And there's a few running watches. I think a Garmin. I think a couple models of the Garmin where you can set parameters as far as pacing goes, and the watch will notify you if you're going too slow or going too fast out of that certain minute per mile pace and stuff like that. And so that's another way to, set it up and say, hey, you know what? Today I'm going to understand what a 9:30 feels like. That's what I want to figure out. And so if you don't have a running watch, I definitely recommend you going to get you one because you're going to need most people who try to guess their pace are usually about 30 to 45 minutes over or underestimating their pace.
Yeah.
And so it's good to have like a small computer on your fucking wrist.
Right.
So you can look down at
Garmin
it and see
is
what
really
it is.
great. If you have an Apple Watch, that's really great.
Yeah.
Also, I'll say that there's shit. I keep forgetting it. Like it's like I have my thought and then it's like bloop. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just think,
is this Berkey water?
This is tea.
This is tea.
You know how many people have talked to me about that episode? You have no idea. People be like that episode you was talking to Ian about water. I was like,
yeah, that was
like. I'm just saying, filter your water. You know what I'm saying? Don't use plastic. I'm really trying to get rid of my plastics. What am I saying here? But your watch, yes, is important. But then some people also do their pacing based off of their heart rate. Like not actually their heart rate.
Oh, the zone training. Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. Is that like okay? Good example, y'all. A lot of people have heard about Orange Theory. So like even like on my Garmin, it'll show like when I get into the orange of my effort, and that's like Orange Theory. I think that their theory with Orange Theory is that orange level is where you get the most is most efficient for your workout or something like that. Yeah. But that doesn't really apply. I mean, like running is a different situation. I just wanted to like at least let y'all know like that's that whole Orange Theory thing.
Gotcha.
But yeah, like I was talking to Karen, who runs with 7 on Sundays more often than not. She was talking about how like she was running very slow for a very long time to like get her heart rate to a place, her endurance to a place where her heart rate wasn't working too much. Like I think she was trying to keep it under like 165, like not go over like a certain, I don't even know. Cause like runners talk about the fact that when you're running for a very long time and you build your endurance, your heart obviously is a muscle. The more you work it, the stronger it gets, the bigger it gets. It's your engine. So then and then on top of that, a lot of runners' bodies end up kind of slimming out a little bit. So you have this big engine, which is your heart, running and working this small, like sometimes smaller frame, depending on where you're at. I'm not saying everybody is small. I know that there's no such thing as one type of runner's body, but it is a very it's high cardio.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's how you get these really fast, athletic Olympic runners, right? Because they have a big ass engine because their heart is just massive and and it doesn't need to pump nearly as much to get that blood flow out and back.
Yeah.
And so their resting heart rate, like when I was, again, RCA, when I was taking that class, the instructor was like, tell me your resting heart rate. And some people were saying it was like 33.
Fuck, 35. And you're not dead?
Because they run so...
I'm at a 67 right now.
Right now, I would say my resting heart rate is telling me, like, because this is part of the reason why I've been wearing this to sleep. Because I'm just like, what is it actually? Like, let's count that. It's right now, my average is at 56.
Oh, shit.
And I think on average, most people who aren't super athletic or aren't runners are like somewhere between like, I don't know, it was like 68 and like 85 or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like somewhere in the 70s. So usually, yeah. Or I think, or maybe I'm even wrong. I feel like it was like the average individual is like 75 to like 95 or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, but like anything below like 70 is like, usually it's kind of like, if you're a runner, it's because you're building your heart muscle. Yeah. Basically. And so effort sometimes applies to that. So then sometimes also it's like your effort, like I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, but my point is that like, if you are able to be at a certain effort and you can tell with your heart rate where you're at, that's something that like sometimes I think there's pacing, but then there's also the consideration of your heart rate.
Right.
Because like when I'm working out and my heart rate reaches close to like 180, 85, like I know I'm working probably like I think like even yesterday I checked, my heart rate didn't go over 200.
Right.
But if I had gone over 200, I keep an eye on it because I'm like, that's not healthy for me. I know I'm pushing too hard. So then I'm trying to bring it back down to like, when I'm usually running, I try not to bring it over like 170.
Okay.
But then I usually push it. It's usually like But I'm not gonna lie, it's usually around 185, 190. I can't even, it's like, if I'm really pushing, it's like 185.
Right.
But I'm like trying to work. The more I run, I know I can bring that effort down.
Yeah.
So anyways, I think that all of that kind of intertwines. And obviously there is effort, but like a good way to look at effort also is your heart rate.
Yeah. It all works the very same way. It's about which way you want to measure it.
Yeah.
If you want to understand when people are talking about pacing and numbers, when they ask you what's your mile pace, what's your half K pace, what's your half marathon pace, that's more of a number. When it comes to actually training, a lot of people are really leaning in on this zone training. Zone 1 being a lower heart rate,
closer to resting heart rate.
Yeah. And what is it? Is it 4 or 5 zones?
I don't even know. There's purple. There's green. There's
I don't
yellow.
know the colors. I only know the numbers.
It's like a rainbow.
Oh, okay. I don't know the colors.
Yeah.
But and then what your max joint
is red.
Yeah, because I know Fitbit and Strava will let me know like, hey, you was in your max joint for this amount of time. You was in the fat burning phase for 85% of your runs
like for
and all of that.
orange theory.
Yeah.
That's the orange.
Okay,
a lot of that. And then red is like you're working your body way too freaking much.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like orange theory is like you're just almost working your body too much.
Yeah.
But you're not actually. You have to stop it.
Yeah,
kind of crazy.
Yeah, because I mean that's what comes back to those long runs and those recovery runs, those moments when your heart rates are supposed to be lower because you are building that muscle when you're doing those longer runs at a slower pace. So yeah, I mean, it's different ways to attack this. It's different ways to find out where you should be running and how you should be running because most runs should be pretty comfortable. Even your workouts, like Picasso, said this yesterday, like, go out here, give your best effort, run your, I think we was doing half mile pace, half marathon pace or something like that. But he was like, make sure you can get through the workout. Yeah. If you're at the end of the first half of this workout and you're worn out, you are going way too fast and stuff like that because this is not weightlifting. This is not bodybuilding. Like you don't have to do your max reps to get the benefit of the workout. You know what I'm saying? Like you should be able to do each set comfortably, whether you're challenging yourself or you're doing a recovery situation. It should still be comfortable because those times where you're going to go all out, which is usually on a race day, your body is prepared to handle that extra stress.
Yeah, and hopefully you still won't get into the red.
Yeah, right, right.
Because
you'll know how to slowly build up and slowly
and your
pace
heart
yourself and
is
bring
ready
it up.
for it. Your lungs are ready for it, and I think too it's important to note that like your respiratory system or your endurance in that sense is it adapts faster than your muscles do. So you might have more endurance. And this again, shouts out to Coach Robin because like she was telling us this back when we first started Gumbo Fit and we did like a workshop at Edge. But it's like your muscles take longer to like catch up to everything else. So you might feel like you can breathe. It might feel really great, but your body still probably needs some time.
I love it.
So, I mean, I feel, but you also were saying like how this applies to regular life. And I feel like we can be real brief on that because it's ultimately running. I mean, when I say brief, I feel like we're never that brief, but like running and learning to pace myself in running has taught me how to pace myself through my work.
Yes.
How I show up to get things done. How I just am like, okay, yes. And the term life is a marathon, all of that means it's a different look at that saying when you've actually ran a marathon. And it's like, not even like life is a marathon. Life is marathon training.
Oh, okay.
Let's put it that way. Because the marathon is a celebration. You get to the marathon and you're already ready to go. Your body's there. You've done what you needed to do. But what life really is the training.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, like, we can celebrate all day and have fun. But it's like, for those who have actually ran a marathon, you understand that, like, the marathon it should be easy.
Yeah.
It really should be.
True that.
So.
But yeah, like, So for me, when I thought about how pacing and relative effort impacts us outside of running is especially for creatives and entrepreneurs and stuff like that. Like we come, and I think it's definitely been changing in like what maybe the last 5 years and stuff with mental health and self-care days and stuff like that. But I feel like we still come from a school of thought of no sleep, hustle, work, get to the bag, secure the bag. You know what I'm saying?
But like, really, you are the bag. Secure yourself.
All right. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Morning affirmations. You feel me? But yeah, but like, work-life balance. You know what I'm saying? Like
rest, recovery.
All of that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Get out here, do your things, get the job done, check the things off your list, but understand that some of the things on your list can be carried over to the next day. As long as you're doing something. Now, if you start off with 10 things on your list on Monday, and Tuesday you still have those same 10 things on your list, Wednesday you have those 10, then guess what? You need to ramp up your effort a little bit. Okay?
You're doing too much conversation pace.
You know what I'm saying? Right.
Put in a tempo run. You know what I mean? Put in some work. Get in a track.
You feel me? But like if clearing all 10 new things, like if Monday you have 10 things and you cleared all 10 of those things. Tuesday you have 10 things. You clearing all 10 of those things. Wednesdays you clearing all those things. And then by Thursday, you like, oh my God, I need to stop. This is too much. And now for the next 4 days, you can't get 2 things done. Guess what? You in that orange theory. You in that orange
You in that red.
You're in that red. You're going a little bit too hard. So finding a comfortable pace for you to create, for you to develop, to you to produce. Yeah. Yes, you know what I'm saying? It's just as important off the pavement and in your workspace and stuff like that. So finding that comfortable pace in which you need to work is just as important. And that's one of the things that I've enjoyed about running is the life lessons that I get to pull from my training and adapt to my everyday life. And I think that's why I have been able to understand and listening to my body so I understand how I should be running some races, some workouts also helps me, because once you listen to your body, once you listening to you have a relationship with your body. And once you open yourself up to proper lines of communication with your body, even if it's for a niche thing like how I'm being affected in this workout, it allows you to also hear your body in other spaces. And so that's why I was able to hear my body say, hey, Ian, you're reaching your limit. Yeah. You need to chill out. You need to pull back.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, pacing yourself in life is like, it is a difference. It's very similar. It's very similar. And I think it's also like, if you're an athletic person, period, it's like you need to learn how to pace yourself. And I think that it's not talked about enough as far as like pacing yourself. Mm-hmm. People say like when you're in the gym, they'll be like, you need to take it easy to, don't go all out. If it's your first day back in the gym, you don't want to do an intense workout because you're not going to want to come back tomorrow. Exactly. So, but I don't think pacing is the terminology that's being used all the time. So it's like, I think it should be used more often. I think we should more have a conversation more often about like what that means. And I think that as runners, when we talk to other athletes, it's important to have that conversation. Like, I think it's also good just as peer athletes to check in on each other, because it's like, you might know what pacing is, but sometimes you need a reminder of like someone being like, have you slept? Yeah. Are you hydrating? Are you doing the things that you need to do? Because you might have this goal of running a sub whatever marathon, but it's like, how are you going to get there if you're not actually taking care of yourself? Mm-hmm. So I think it's like, that's part of all, even with this cohort with Gumbo Fit, it's like that part, that's the whole thing. Us coming together as community, that's part of it. Is like, I always say in any interview that I talk about is that like, what's so powerful about our community is the fact that you can show up and you're surrounded by people who care about your health and wellness, like genuinely. We ask about how you're doing. Yes. And I think that's part of it, is that like, pacing yourself in life and also in your fitness is surrounding yourself around people who can see you and see the patterns of like when you're feeling good, when you're not maybe feeling as good, and just feeling like they can check in on you. Yeah, I think that it's too often where we see these run groups come together, and then it's like people have come to 7 on Sundays and Gumbo Fit talking about, I've run with X and like these other crews, and it's like, there's nothing to talk about.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's very much like you show up, you run, you go home.
Yeah.
To me, that's not a healthy running environment.
Yeah.
And so I think that's part of the reason why we've been able to grow the communities that we have.
I love it.
Because of that. I think it's pacing. Running applies to every aspect of life, period.
I love it.
That's why I think that's why we've created a podcast about it. That's why we continue to show up every week, is because it like fuels us for the days ahead. It teaches us lessons about ourselves. And ultimately it's something that we can carry on throughout our lives.
Yeah. 2000%. But so let's get into, who are you giving your flowers to?
Me.
This week? You? Oh, shit.
I'm giving my flowers to me because you know what? Last week was hard. And I was really like in a slump. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm out of it.
Okay.
And I figured it out. I pulled myself out. Thank God I'm surrounded by community that loves me. I love them back. But it's like, I really think that ultimately, like, especially as a leader within this running community, you too, it's like it's not always easy when you're checking up on everybody else. And it's hard when you're having a bad day and no one really knows what to do, because it's like you're the one that's always helping them.
Yeah.
So it's like that. I think that's been very difficult for me, where I'm just like, okay, so what do I need to do for myself? So I'm taking my mornings a little slower. Last night I slept 7.5 hours. I was just talking to Ian about this before we started the podcast. Like, I'm just making sure that I'm recharging myself, because for a while there, I was like neglecting my own recovery.
Yeah.
And it was catching up with me bad. Bad. I was like in a negative space. And so now I feel like I see the light again.
There we go.
Because, I'm a positive person. Like, I'm genuinely very often a positive person. And so, like, for me not to be positive takes a lot.
Okay.
So I'm like, good for you, Courtney.
There we go.
You made it to the other end.
I love it. She's filled to the top. Her cup is brimming.
I gotta fill myself up in order to fill up everyone else.
As long as it's filtered.
Yeah.
But no, honestly, I'm gonna be a little cheesy and give my flowers to August. Shouts out to August, to my 3-year-old who came to track with me yesterday.
Yeah.
Because I was pretty stressed out about bringing him. Because I know he's me. You know what I'm saying? He is all over the place, and he is hanging out. He's chilling. I was afraid he was going to get in everybody's way and annoy everybody and stuff like that. But he did get in people's way, but nobody looked like they was annoyed. So I appreciate y'all for not being annoyed.
Yeah. If anything, he brought his trucks. He had the things that he needed. He was directing traffic.
Yes.
He was looking out for his dad, talking about the way he would put his hand up to his forehead, like, where's my dad?
Yeah, he is hilarious. I kept looking up, and he was on the other side of the track. But I really appreciate it. It was cool because it was on one lap. He was mad that I left him so I can go and run. And so I think Mike, tried to help cheer him up. So when I came back around, he had August cheer for me and clap. Because the first time I went around, August gave me a high five. The second time I went around, he was like, I am not high fiving you. I am supposed to be running with you. And so when I came back around, Mike and August and Candace was clapping and stuff like that. And so that went around again and they clapped again, right? And so I think the fourth time I came around, they weren't clapping. He was clapping by himself. And so he noticed. And so he went over there and patted Mike on the joint, there go dad.
Right,
start clapping. And so I appreciated that.
Yeah.
And then when I was done with my workout, August was like, all right, dad, my turn. And I heard him say that. I was like, yeah. And then so I'm sitting there chilling. And next thing I know, he is well into 200 meters worth of running and stuff like that. He went and took his lap and he ran a smooth 300 before he stopped, put his hands on his knees like Michael Jordan, took a couple breaths, and then took off for the last 100 and finished through. Candace even said because it was another young lady who was running and stuff like that. And, you could see him verbally say, come on, let's go, and stuff like that. And so I was just like, I appreciate you, G. Like, I know what I'm doing for your birthday. We're going to do a 1-mile run for your birthday.
Yeah.
That's what your birthday party going to be. We got to get you some running shoes, bro.
Yeah, let's get him a gear.
Honestly, by the end of the workout, he probably ran like an 800.
Oh, I feel like he could, but the way he was running from one end to the other of the track just to come see you, he had to have ran a mile. Like, he at least was moving around enough for a full mile.
Yes. And so, that's why I want to give my flowers to. Thank you for
always welcome.
Clapping.
Always welcome.
He will be there bi-weekly at this point.
Come on through.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But,
he's gonna be he's the light. He's the enjoyment, you know? Like, he's great. I love August. He's hilarious.
Well, we appreciate y'all for running. You know what to do at this point. If you enjoyed the podcast, if you love the podcast, then go ahead, like, rate, comment, do all of that. We do have our links in our bios. You know, if you like to listen to it on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Breaker,
iTunes,
all of that stuff. Yeah, so I'm about to add the iTunes links because what I realized is Anchor is owned by Spotify, and so
they put
Apple
Spotify
is no longer in the general links and stuff.
Aim for that.
Right. So I'm going to add the Apple podcast. So you can't listen to us on Apple Podcasts if you're listening to us anywhere else.
Yeah.
So you can't go on there and listen to us. And you already know, like, if you got any questions, want to talk to us about something, you can email us at
look at you. See, if you have made it an easier email.
Runners Club. I just want to make sure that I don't add the on the front of it, because if people are getting that Google response, like that sent back, I'm going to be upset. But like runnersclub773 at gmail.com, RUNNERSCLUB 773 at gmail.com. But then also, if you do have the Anchor app, and I'm hoping some people do this, and I want to see how it is, you can actually leave us voice messages through the Anchor app and stuff like that. I think you can do it online and also through the app. So if you don't want to type up a whole email, you want to hear yourself on a podcast, go ahead, send us a voice message. We'll play it. And it's going to be lit. It's going to be fun.
He's more excited about it than I am. But, you know, if you're really enthusiastic about it, please give it a try.
I am.
You know, I'm all for the listener letters. Letters.
Listen, she going to be reading them, so.
All right, y'all. Thanks again for, coming through, listening to another podcast of the Runners Club podcast.
Yes.
And we'll see you for episode 5.
All right. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
You